Hello and welcome to Vampire the Masquerade's Bloodlines Antitribu mod. This is basically a game that has been a long time coming. I've oftentimes promised that I'd do it. I just never really came around doing it. But yeah, so needless to say, this game is one of my favorite games of all time. Maybe not per se this game, but the game itself is indeed one of my favorite ones. I'm just going to lower the music volume just a bit. Just a bit. But yeah, so, did that do anything? I don't hear anything different. But, so this game originally started off as a, sort of like a pen and paper game. It was made by White Wolf a long time ago. Well, I guess maybe not a long time ago. But anyways, it depends on how you see a long time. The game itself was pen and paper. People played it, they enjoyed it. I never got the fun time to really enjoy the game on pen and paper, only because I was playing D&D at first, and I'm planning on eventually maybe trying out pen and paper for it. But this is not the only one. It's part of a whole world called the World of Darkness. But this game follows Vampire the Masquerade. And Bloodlines is basically about all the different sort of clans and groups that are inside each one of these areas. And I don't want to spoil too much about it. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have watched a lot of the videos and they've seen, you know, different YouTubers play it, enjoy it. I myself will be doing it for my first time here, as in recording. I played this game a bunch of times. Anyways, the main difference with this mod, if you've never heard of it before, is that there's a whole bunch of different races or clans, however you want to look at it as. I look at it as clans. Most people look at it as clans. I'm just saying races for for anyone who decides that's what it is. So we're gonna click new game, and hopefully it doesn't crash. I don't know. Sometimes it's weird. Got this loading screen. But you got a good idea here. You know, the World of Darkness is a place where mortal monsters pull the strings of humanity. Violence and despair are common here. The world is bleak, but escape is an ever-present commodity. Perhaps two. But yeah, so generally, this game goes through fun times. Loading is horrible. Yeah, graphically this game probably isn't going to be the most well, I can't say that either. I enjoyed the graphics of this game. Now, if it was modern day, it'd be a lot more you know what I'm saying? But it's pretty good first time. We are going to play as La Sombra, because they're my favorite group. Favorite clan. But yeah, so this whole mod comes with the companion mod, which is bad this year. And did I click on that? No, okay. And so you have different clans, right? So you have the Sombra, you have the followers of Set, clan of vampires who believe their founder was the Egyptian god Set. Orthodox Setic belief dictates that Set will one day return to rule or consume the world, and devout Setites prepare the way for his resurrection. To this end, the clan remains independent of the sects of other kindred, which is what they call vampires, and practice with great skill the arts of corruption, deceit, and ancient sorcery. So that's that group. You have the male models and the female. You don't really get that much customization, but again, this game did come out, you know, during a time where I guess you could say customization wasn't the biggest thing for a lot of these people. But the models are still pretty cool. Still work out pretty nicely. Then you have the old clan. I'm not even gonna try. Old clan of these peeps claim the dubious honor of being the true, you know what, I'll try, Sigma Su them. considering the younger practices of vicissitude to be apostates and abominations. Few in number and far too choosy for their children. Oh, children. I'm pretty sure it's not me. I don't know. To indulge in frequent embraces, the remaining members of this bloodline keep to the old ways and study the old magic of their homeland in hope of returning their blood to its once proud glory. Through whispered pacts with ancient spirits, these Canites can learn culture sorcery, turn it to the most noble of goals, eradicate ill-begotten degenerate pretenders. So they're always, male, female. They're pretty cool. I mean, these guys did a good job. You got these little guys. The Sanzi, quite not pronounced that way. This is the first thing that comes to my mind. Bloodline may be a branch of Nosferatu, or possibly the result of Giovanni experiments. Nobody is in a hurry to claim these wretches, however. But corpses like Sanzi mostly appear in recent nights around the Caribbean and have the unenvied pleasure of being one of the youngest bloodlines known. Sometimes mistaken for zombies rather than vampires, Sanzi slough off flesh and decay with every movement. Primarily working for the Camarilla as bodyguards and assassins, their secretive group mostly kept the shadows. So you got like the male there, then you got the female. Does the guy run around like that? I mean, they do look zombie-like, so you can understand why people think that. Then you got these ones. Even by vampiric standards, these ones are alien and evil. Their signature discipline of vicissitude permits them to knead flesh and bone into new shapes and allows them to indulge in altering mortal and immortal alike as their imagination sees fit, or I was just like image sees fit, creating works of sexual art or beasts fit only for war. Welcoming of guests and polite to a fault, their cardinal nature is belied by the screams of torment and dismay that echo upon their holy show homes in the Carpathian Mountains. Carpathian? I'll try to be better English. So we got these peeps. Females basically seem like sort of like editing to their own bone structure. I mean, if I remember correctly, they do that. That's like I said, their whole image concept. Then comes the Nagaraja. Right? That's what I said. Members of a mysterious bloodline who are forced to take a pound of flesh for every drop of blood. The Nagaraja are hunted and hated by those few vampires unlucky enough to know of their existence. Scattered and rarer than diamonds, the Nagaraja are the center of wild rumors and stories involving magicians who command death, Egyptian spirits, mummies, and even vampire conspiracies of secret sects and hidden masters. Whatever the truth, their grasp of necromancy protects the few of them that are ever seen through the fangs of the crows. Male and male. And then last but not least, Giovanni. Hey, did we like just lose that loop? The wealthy Giovanni family is an incestuous pit of hand-picking, one-upmanship, diluted genes, and organized crime. Family members in the know scramble to impress the elusive family elders and dons in hope of escaping the fate of all mortals. The Giovanni are gathering more than just money and favorites each night, however, and their mastery of necromancy fills the family closet with literal skeletons and ghosts. Excuse me. Rumors persist that the clan was born of some great evil act in the past and only survives in the modernized thanks to a truce with the Camarilla. However, the Giovanni have taken the world by the throat during the peace and may not be impossible to this time. maybe impossible this time. Doesn't matter. So you got these guys. Ba ba ba. But yeah, so we'll be playing as the Sombra because that's one of my favorite keeps. And the Sombra, clan of Sombra consists of social Darwinists priding themselves on strength, elegance, efficiency, and ruthlessness. The Sombra consider mortals and other Canaanites alike to be a little more than pawns in their nightly jihad. Murder, violence, and a lust for blood. Why shun them? Asked the Sombra. Does the lion weep for the lamb? In contrast to those people, they do not shun the living, instead tugging at their strings in hopes of outwitting their hated enemy, the Ventru. So you basically get like a nice rundown here. We get to name ourselves. We're playing as a male, not female. Could play as a female. Like, that's just so cool. Their eyes are just amazing. I love that, like, crew cut. So will that be? Crew cut. Straight cut. So we'll just give ourselves a name. Let's see. I'll just use a channel name. Why not? Alright, so this is what I meant by the D&D concept of the pen and paper stuff. Except for not like D&D at all. We're not going to skip the intro, only because obviously it's the first time I'm doing it here. Normally I would skip it. So basically you have your attributes, right? The attributes fall into a sort of three different things. Three groups: physical, social, mental. Then these groups have three different points. And then it goes into abilities, 4 points, and then it goes to disciplines, 1 point. So we get 2 in physical, 1 in social, we get nothing mental. Nothing at all mental. What you do is you always hover over stuff, it'll give you a good description at the bottom. Explaining your concepts. So like strength will tell you about, you know, your feats. What does it affect? So if you want another strength, then you're going to affect your unarmed ability and your melee ability. If you want dexterity, it'll affect your lockpicking, it'll affect your sneaking. If you want stamina, it'll affect your bashing soak ability. So like, soak is basically how much you can take, sort of speaks like your defense. Even though combat does have defense, that's more like blocking, if I remember correctly. It's been a while. What is it? Defense. Measures your character's ability to avoid taking damage of all types of combat. The wits, attributes, and dodge ability both contribute to the defense trait. So there you go. And then soaking is your... That's not it. Here we go. Yeah, there you go. Sorry about that. I'll agree like, oh yeah, that's right. Your ability to shrug off damage is for lethal. From bladed weapons, while vampires may defend against lethal weapons with their defense suite, they are nearly helpless once the blow is landed. Clothing and armor add to your lethal soak feat, and then aggravated. Your ability to shrug off damage with claws, fangs, fire, and electricity. Aggravated damage is deathly serious. Vampires can defend against claws and fang with their defense feat, but are helpless against fire and electricity. Aggravated damage can be soaked through supernatural means only. So can't really increase anything, get that up. Just look at stuff, it may actually help see what it is. So we're going to basically try to go for, let's see, what we got here. We already have a pretty good bashing resistance. We can do sneaking, lockpicking, do more like a Steely style, or we go full scale, punch you in half, and you're okay. Since we're not really going to play like Bruja, even though the Sombra loves strength in all forms. Maybe we could go with that. Why not? Let's build at least 1 point here. Give ourselves some boost in that. Sneaking is always good to have. But to balance our strength, we'll take that. We'll be a little bit more beefy, you know, we'll absorb a lot more stuff. Now we're going to be more of a seducer at the moment, so that'll be fine. Grab ourselves some seduction in there. Gotta keep our goal on, you know? Now we go into abilities. So our abilities basically come into these. We have 4 here in our talents. So we have Brawling, which is basically hand-to-hand combat, and allow you to basically grab a guy and just take a chunk out of their neck. Then you have Dodge, which I'm pretty sure is pretty self-explanatory. You get a sort of like dodge bonus. Then you have Intimidation, which is the equivalent of people looking at you and pooping themselves. Then Subterfuge, which, since we do have that, no matter what, we gotta grab one here. We have to grab one here, remember, because, we gotta conceal our motives and deceive others. Manipulation of mortals. Works out pretty well. It increases our seduction, which is fine. Now, since we do have a lot of strength, we might want to get ourselves one or two. I mean, Intimidation is okay, but for ourselves at the moment, I don't see a need per se to it. So we'll grab ourselves a dodge point, which will increase our defense and also help out everything else. Brawling, I mean, are we going to run up punching people all the time? Or maybe we bring up our seduction again. Let's bring up, you get a free, okay, I almost spoiled there, I'll stop. So, skills is the next point. So they're supposed to have a really good negotiation, which we did pretty well over here, And they're supported by deadly force, so we want to make sure we have a good concept of this. Now, security allows us to do lockpicking. Lockpicking is pretty cool, just anything to have. You can pick doors, break in stuff. Stealth, of course, self-explanatory, hiding. Our melee would be for combat, and our firearms are for guns. There is guns in this game, and melee combat and firearms. I mean, we're gonna go firearms. We're gonna go security, I guess, or sneak. Let's do double firearms. We'll be really good with guns. Now that we don't want to get our hands dirty, as we do have a bonus into unarmed combat, is merely just trying to get that knowledge. Is basically, if you can hack things, hacking is pretty cool. If you can haggle, which will drop the price of like items that you go against. So you'll sell basically for more, and you'll so to speak like get less on stuff. Investigation allows you to do inspection, which allows you to see, yeah, exactly. It measures your character's ability to notice minute or hidden details. Investigation will increase your inspection. And then scholarship brings up research, which is amazing. That's what allows us to get other points in the game. And persuasion. So we're going to grab that because that's always good to have. In my view, there's books lying over the place. So since we're the Sombra, we gotta take the darkness. I mean, we gotta take the darkness. Come on. Even though it says blood heal for whatever reason, it is darkness. See? So we gotta take the darkness to start off. Probably not what they want. Dominate's fun to have because you can like make victims do things for you. But we'll take darkness because we're cool. And yeah, so we're not gonna do any auto leveling because what auto level basically is gonna do, if you don't know how to play the game, auto level is okay, I guess. But from my experience, it basically does disciplines first. It'll max out your disciplines and then it'll work up this way. And I just don't like that. I'd rather control my abilities myself. There used to be a glitch in this game. The game picks it up too. But there used to be a glitch in this game where if you go from sheet to your character selection screen and you come back, you would be able to re-put the points that you just had. You can keep doing that over and over and over again. I don't know if it was in this one, but it was in one of the mods I played. And you could max all this out when you start the game. It's like fully max. You're like level 1, maxed everything. It was funny. But yeah, so I'm going to press the accept button. We'll hit another loading screen. And then I'll be quiet for the entire trial, basically. And I guess we'll do a tutorial too, only because you guys, haven't really seen it. So we'll do a tutorial, which gives us that free lockpick. It's basically one reason why I like doing a tutorial. And anyways, aside from that, yeah, that'll be pretty much it. So I'll end the video here in order for you guys to just, so we don't cut in the middle of it or cut like at only ending. So I'll end this here for you guys. This is Vampires Masquerade, Bloodlines, Antitribu mod, Antitribu mod. And we'll be getting into the game right after this. I hope you guys enjoyed at least the explanation, which is usually the first parts. I usually try to give a good explanation about the game, at least to my best of knowledge, a good explanation about the game. And I hope you guys have a great day. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.